I'm joined by Mr. Asuman Mugabe, who is the Director Operations, Humanity First Uganda, and we are going to be discussing issues concerning Water for Life program in Uganda. Mr. Asuman, you're welcome to this presentation.
Thank you so much, Brother Asuman.
It's a pleasure having you here.
Welcome.
You say there are many people who lack access to safe drinking water.
Yes.
Could you tell us what is the need for Water for Life program in the country?
Thank you so much, Bwana Ismail. The water crisis in Uganda is quite a huge one. It ranges from the availability to sustainability, quality of water in the different parts of the country. You'll find some places completely have no access to water, whatever the quality is, while other places have some water, but inadequate. Some others have water, but very poor quality. So these are the cases that we handle in different parts of the country. You'll find only about 30% of the Ugandan population has access to safe, clean drinking water. So the rest of the population, over 70%, have no access to this water. Those who have access maybe can only access water which is contaminated, water which is salty, or of any other case which is not actually suitable for human consumption. And now this is the situation. You'll find in some places the scarcity is in such a way that you'll find one borehole serving a population of over 1,000 or 3,000 people. Some others, you'll find people are getting it from some kind of rock. You find a rock with some, I can call it a crevice, or a small hole just down there, where people get the water with a small cup, drawing the water into their jerrycan. It will take about 30 minutes for someone to fill a jerrycan, a 20-liter jerrycan. This is the situation. Some others will move long distances, about 10 kilometers, looking for water. The case of women who are doing a number of activities, domestic work, they have to dig, they have to take animals to graze, they have to prepare food for the children, they have to do all other domestic activities. But because all these activities are dependent on water, nothing can move without water. So you'll find them, they get excessively tired, they have, actually that is even a big risk to their life expectancy. You find each day a mother in the family sleeps late when is totally exhausted. This in the long run impacts on her life expectancy. And that's why you'll find many of them die at an early age, not because of disease, but because of this excessive exploitation, one of which is caused by that scarcity of water.
Oh.
In other places, you'll find that water itself, which is for those who claim to be having, actually they may celebrate having a chance to have access to water, but this water is contaminated. They share it with the wild animals. They swim there, they bathe there, they dump every refuse into that water, and they have to use the same water to drink. They can't purify it because sometimes even the purifiers are not available. So this is the type of life that most Ugandans are going through. Those who stay in urban places and have some income spend over 22% of their income on buying water to the vendors, these who distribute water in towns. This is what happens, and that explains the need of water. I mean, for water for life program.
Now, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Actually, as you have put it very clear, now I can get the image that access to safe drinking water is a human right. It's not a luxury.
It's not.
As we put it very clear.
Seriously.
But now, despite all those problems which are there, you see water is an essential commodity used for human consumption and even being used for any other activity in our life. And without it, actually, there is completely no life. Now, I want you to explain to us, how has Humanity First Uganda responded towards this to end the water poverty program in the country?
Humanity First, through its projects of Water for Life, has done quite a number of activities, or there are quite a number of projects under this program. We have worked on boreholes, refurbishments, and over 300 boreholes have been refurbished all over the country, especially the eastern part of the country, because that's where we started from. But we have distributed these activities all over. You can find a borehole that has stayed for over 20 years non-functional.
Without working?
Without working. So we go out, our engineers go out, establish the problem, and they fix it. If it requires replacement of a certain spare part, they do it, and it is fixed. So this is what it does. Then we also do drilling of new boreholes. These boreholes are about over 50 of them, 50 new pumps, wells have been dug in different parts of the country. And this has at least lessened the stress, which has been in most of these other places where we established the boreholes. In another form, we avail water through putting up what we call water harvesting systems. We put up tanks to harvest water in places like hospitals or health facilities, in places like schools, where we have buildings that can at least collect water. So we collect water, and this is readily available for use by the communities around those places. So that is an effort taken by Humanity First. In other places, we have natural sources, like the springs, where we already find animals, human beings sharing with the wild animals and even the domestic animals. They do what we call trampling within the water, and they release all the refuse in the water. So what we do when we get to such places, we protect these. We protect the springs, and now they are able to give safe and clean water to the communities.
This is amazing, and it's actually it's a big job. How do you manage this? Because it looks to be very big. Where do you get the funds? We do this by contributing. There are quite a number of donors who put in their coins, put in dollars, put in shillings. Each one of us can make a contribution towards this. It doesn't matter how much you contribute. Whatever little you can is sufficient for our projects. You can do whatever you can. And this is not about how rich the country is. Each one of us, each one's contribution counts. So anyone can make a contribution to sustain these projects.